The air in Ouagadougou this May of 2025 is thick with political electricity. The city is alive with anticipation, as if every corner and every street is buzzing with the promise of change. Imagine the scene: Ousmane Sonko, Senegal's charismatic prime minister, stepping onto Burkinabe soil. His arrival is not just a formality, it is a moment charged with historical significance. This isn't just another diplomatic visit, this is a statement. A powerful message that echoes across the region, signaling a new era of cooperation and mutual respect. A bold declaration that the old ways of West African politics are being re-evaluated. Leaders are coming together to forge a new path, one that prioritizes the needs and aspirations of their people. The handshake between Sonko and Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso's revolutionary leader, felt like the ceremonial sealing of a pact. It symbolizes a commitment to a shared vision for the future. This visit is the culmination of months, even years, of shifting sentiments. The winds of change have been blowing, and now they are reaching a crescendo. Senegal, under President Bassirou Diomaye Faye and Sonko, is openly courting partners who share a vision of a more assertive, independent Africa. They are seeking allies who are ready to stand up and be counted. Burkina Faso, under the staunchly anti-imperialist Traore, represents precisely that. A nation unafraid to challenge the status quo and assert its sovereignty. The implications are massive, make no mistake. This alliance could reshape the political landscape of West Africa, influencing policies and power dynamics for years to come. Sonko's journey to Ouagadougou is about forging a new solidarity, a bloc of nations determined to reclaim their sovereignty. It is a bold step towards a future where African nations are the masters of their own destiny. This is a direct challenge to the established order, and everyone is watching. The world is paying attention, and the stakes have never been higher. To understand the electricity of Sonko's visit to Burkina Faso, you have to rewind and delve into the past. We need to talk about France's colonial legacy in West Africa, a history etched into the very fabric of these societies, shaping their present and future. This isn't ancient history. Its consequences are alive and kicking today, influencing political and social dynamics. This historical context explains the deep-seated desire for true independence, a yearning that resonates through generations. For many in West Africa, France's continued military presence and economic influence are seen as extensions of that colonial past, a lingering shadow. Events like the 1944 Traore massacre are remembered and serve as painful reminders of a power imbalance, a scar that hasn't healed. ECOWAS, formed with noble ideals, has increasingly found itself in a tricky spot, balancing regional stability and external influences. The bloc's response to the series of coups has only deepened these fissures, highlighting the complexities of governance in the region. Across West Africa, a powerful sentiment is surging, rejecting decades of undue Western, particularly French influence. This sentiment is not just a fleeting emotion but a deeply rooted conviction that has been growing over the years. This isn't just quiet grumbling, it's out in the streets, in the policies of new governments, and in bold diplomatic maneuvers. The people are making their voices heard in every possible forum, from local gatherings to international platforms. People are tired of feeling like their countries are chess pieces in a geopolitical game. They are no longer willing to accept a passive role in their own affairs. They are demanding to be the players, to set the rules, to control their own destiny. This is a call for true sovereignty and self-determination. This anti-French sentiment has deep roots but has been dramatically amplified by recent events. Historical grievances are now being voiced louder than ever. The perceived failures of French-led military interventions have created a perfect storm of discontent. These interventions are seen as ineffective and even counterproductive. Protests have become more frequent and more pointed, with demonstrators openly calling for the withdrawal of French troops. The message is clear: foreign military presence is no longer welcome. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have successively demanded the departure of French forces. These countries are taking a firm stand against what they see as neo-colonialism. Even Chad has signaled moves to reduce French military presence. The wave of change is sweeping across the region. The rejection extends beyond military matters into the economic sphere. Economic independence is now a major focus for these nations. Leaders like Ousmane Sonko are now openly talking about monetary sovereignty. The call for change is comprehensive, touching every aspect of national life. Senegal's recent political transformation is central to this new West African dynamic. The election of President Bassirou Diomaye Faye and the appointment of Ousmane Sonko as Prime Minister marked a seismic shift. Sonko, a charismatic figure, was in prison just 10 days before the election. The new government wasted no time in signaling its intentions. An explicitly anti-French stance has become a hallmark of their foreign policy. President Faye called for the closure of French military bases in Senegal. Sonko has been vocal about his vision for monetary sovereignty. This new leadership is also displaying a more flexible approach towards the military juntas in the Sahel. In the heart of the Sahel, Burkina Faso's leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, has emerged as a potent symbol. He's become an icon of resistance against perceived neocolonialism. Since taking power, Traoré has embodied a spirit of defiance that resonates deeply. Under Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso has taken concrete steps to assert its independence. One notable achievement was clearing a staggering $4.79 billion in debt without Western aid. The symbolism of Traoré's leadership is amplified by his government's unapologetic pan-Africanist outlook. The welcome extended to Ousmane Sonko further cements Burkina Faso's role as a linchpin in this emerging anti-imperialist bloc. Amidst the shifting sands of West African politics, a new formation has risen, the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. Established in September 2023, this pact brings together Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. The AES is significant because it was born out of a shared sense of frustration with existing structures. The governments in these three nations all came to power through military coups. The AES can be viewed as an institutional expression of this popular will. The creation of the AES was a direct response to the pressures these countries faced. In January 2024, these three nations officially announced their withdrawal from ECOWAS. The AES represents a significant geopolitical development. The visit of Ousmane Sonko to Ouagadougou is a profound symbol of a West Africa in transformation. It signifies a bold realignment and a determined stride towards genuine self-determination. The handshake between Sonko and Captain Traoré is a snapshot of a future being actively written by Africans themselves. This emerging Senegal-Burkina Faso axis is to a continent started. The echoes of France's colonial past are now fueling narrative and resources. Figures like Sonko and Traoré embody a widespread aspiration for dignity and respect. The road ahead will be fraught with challenges, but the momentum is undeniable. West Africa is weaving its web, and the world is taking notice.